Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to compare the large Jenny to the small Jenny that I finally got my hands on and show you all the differences, everything that can fit, the weights and measurements and all that, so stay tuned. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel down below, hit the notification bell right next to that so you don't miss any of my future content, and hit the like button for this video if you want to see more content like it. Okay, so I've recently acquired a small Jenny, and
yes, it's in a gray leather. Yes, I'm giving it another shot. Yes, I have learned and relearned lessons and I'm relearning them again.
But as I looked through my wardrobe and noticed that pretty much I have neutrals where I wear black, brown, cream. I don't really wear gray so much, but I figured a gray would just look so cute with the blacks and the browns and the creams. So I thought I'd give it one more go. And in a small bag like this, or a smaller bag like this, I thought it would be a great way to try it. So I was really excited to get my hands on this and give a small a try. You're gonna see what fits, so I'm not gonna spoil it, but it is definitely one that I have to downsize and really think about what are my like non-negotiable carries for an everyday carry with this bag. So let's just jump right in and show you everything that fits, weights, measurements, etc. Enjoy. Okay, so let's compare the small Jenny to the large Jenny. I have the small packed up because I just got it yesterday. I wanted to pack it up and like work with it, try and use it, see if I can small. It's a toss-up for me. It is definitely one that I have to really pare down what I'm going to carry. So I will insert some pictures here of what all could fit in the large and then what also can fit in the small. I'm going to show you like how much room there isn't with all of this in here, and I will pull each piece out and put it in here and show you how much room there is when you put it from the small to the large. I will also do weight and measurements. Of course, again, remember that they're different leathers, so they're going to weigh a little bit differently. This is saddle, which is a Mont Blanc leather. This is granite, which is the distress leather. I will say I love this gray more than I thought I would. So we'll just start. I don't have anything in this front pocket here. Normally that's where I just put my phone, but I'm recording this on my phone, so I can't do that. I don't have the case that I used to have just laying out right here. So let me just show you. I have a token, have a district slip, and just so you know, this is rustic eggplant, this is aubergine, two different purples. And this is radiant orchid. It's radiant orchid, and this is a slip case. Now this is the one that I think I don't necessarily have to have because it has just some random lip stuff in it. I also carry chapstick in this back pocket back here. And then here I have my Tory Burch card case wallet, have my keys, and that is all for that main pouch compartment. And then back here I have sanitizer inside of this, just in case it spills, it's inside of that. And then dog treats. And back in this pocket, again, I have chapstick and my loose powder in case I need to touch up my powder during the day, since that's all I wear. I don't wear foundation anymore. And this knife. So that's what all fit inside of this small. Now that I have all of that out, let me push that aside and show you the difference in the body, the height and the width and all of that. Let me get them laid flat. So there's the small to the large. Okay, it doesn't look like that much difference, but it really is. And even the way they hang on the body is different because there's more drape in the large and less in the small. Even with all my stuff in it. So this wise, it doesn't look like those are any different. Actually, they look about 1.5 inches each. So no difference there in the depth, but the height, you can definitely tell a difference. And of course the width across. So there's a good visual to see the difference. It looks like this whole lip basically sits almost right above where the top of the small is, if that makes sense. So it's sitting right on top of it, basically. If I were to lay it like that, it's hard because you got to get them both super flat. Yep, that's about right. So let me go ahead, since they're both empty, and weigh them. So the granite small weighs 11.4 ounces without the strap, and the saddle large weighs 15.6 ounces without the strap. Okay, so now I just want to come back here and lay them back out and do that measurement for you because I think it'll be good to see it while it's on top of it. So let me put this like directly on top of it so you can see. I'm laid super flat again. So the granite across kind of the middle, it's at almost 13 inches, if you can see that. And if I want to measure this one in the same spot, basically, it's at like 15.5 inches, which really is quite the difference. I mean, just those few inches make such a difference. And then height wise, laid flat, it's 8.5 inches for the granite, and the saddle 10 inches top to bottom. And I mean, if we look at the depth, I think the depth is going to be the same on both of them, corner to corner. It's about 1.5 inches. And then on the small corner, also 1.5 inches. So same depth, like I said, but it's quite the difference to me. Almost wish they would do like an in-between medium size. So again, on the saddle one in this front pocket, I've normally been carrying my phone in there. There's plenty of room to be able to carry the token and my phone. Plenty of room. And in my token, I typically just have my AirPods and my corded headphones. This one, actually, because it's so big, it sits up on its own. Normally, well, let me go ahead and pack this stuff up so I can show you the difference in how it all sits compared to how it sat in the other. So there's all of that in there, and look at all that room that's still there. So typically what I do carry is this is my phone bonbon. This is an amethyst. I'm going to take this wristlet off. Normally I've been putting my little card case inside of that and carrying that as a wallet. So that fits in there. And I've been carrying all of that. Also, I carry my sunglasses. These are my foldable Ray-Bans, and those sit right in there. No problem. So that's normally what and how I carry it. Sometimes I have the token inside and there's still room for that in there. Even that, when you pick it up, there's like a little slouch to it. So this one just holds a ton to me. If I were going to say, like I said, taking the token out, putting the headphones in, maybe taking that slip case out, maybe instead of that slip case, I narrow the lipstick stuff down to just a couple of like little lippies and put those in a token. So then I'm still carrying the token and the headphones are up front. This is a small row, and that also fits in there with all that stuff still slouched to it. This thing just holds a ton. This is a clip pouch. It also fits in there. It's just harder to get in because I don't have anything in it. So it's just like floppy leather. That also fits in there. I think, however, if all three of these things had stuff in it, the Roro has some stuff in it. It's just like a catch-all stuff that I have in there right now. The clip case has my Kindle in it. It would still fit in there. I feel like I would have to remove this token and just be without that because it just takes up a bit of room. Even the district slip isn't necessarily necessary, but it is nice because that's what I kind of use as the catch-all inside of here. And so it's nice. It is nice to have that. So I wouldn't take that one out, and that just sits on top, and then I could still carry it. So this thing just holds a ton. I hope that gives you an idea of what can fit, what can't fit. I did bring over, just in case somebody owns one of these, a small PBT. This is also rustic eggplant. I wanted to show that that fits in there. Plenty of room. My keys are in the way. I just want to show you that it fits. That fits in there with plenty of room to either side, front and back. So if you wanted to use that as like a catch-all pouch, you definitely could. Just to show it here, the small Jenny, the opening is definitely smaller. So it does fit in there. As you can see, it's a little bit tighter when I open it. You can see it bending it, but also it doesn't move side to side. And because this isn't as big of an opening, it's a little bit more difficult to like maneuver in there, but it does fit. So that's what fits, that's weights, that's measurements. I think that's everything. I want to show you guys that the phone bonbon does fit and the district slip is in there. My keys are in there. And in these back pockets, I have that loose powder, chapstick, hand sanitizer. And that to me is what kind of bulks out that bag and makes it bulkier in the back, is having stuff in those back pockets when there's not a lot of extra wiggle room in it. The other thing I've been kind of playing with is not carrying this case. Like, it's great for bigger purses, but it has to have exactly this amount of room to fit into somewhere. Whereas if I have like silk cases, sunglass cases I could put on this, and then they just lay right there on top, protected. And so I think that's what I'll do in a smaller bag like this. And if I needed to, my AirPods could just slip right in there or right in here in the front without being in a token. I do like having them in a token because I'm always afraid that I'm just going to knock them out of my purse for some reason. Because I've done that. I've done that with stuff. I didn't know that I knocked it out of my purse, and then I am lost without it, or it's confusing to me because I don't know where that stuff went. Anyway, so this fits down in there. It's fine. Or It could go in the front pouch, which is where I had been carrying that in the buff. I think this is a pretty decent size. It carries a lot, really. If you could just narrow down what it is that's important to you to carry, these in here right on top, just so you can see. It does zip up just fine, and it's still really, it's carrying a lot. So this is a really beautiful downsized purse. I have not made my mind up about the small yet, just because I haven't actually carried it. So I need to carry it and figure out if I do feel like it's a good size for me. Will I want to downsize, or do I want to like try to trade it for a large granite Jenny with somebody in the groups, or sell it and potentially get a large granite or something to that effect? So is the small versus large. Okay, now you guys have seen the comparison between the large and the small. There is, to me, in my opinion, quite the difference in the sizing, especially when you lay them on top of one another and actually see the size difference. It's quite a difference. And when you look even further into it and see what each thing can carry, like what each size can carry, it is also quite a difference, especially when I took everything from this one and put it into the large, and you could see how much room was still left in the large with everything that this packs. And you can see this is packed up. This is still packed up how I had it. I did want to show this is distressed leather, and I think the zipper opens and closes just fine, just as it does on the Mont Blanc. And I've heard people say that their distressed leathers, they feel like maybe are a little bit harder to open and close on that top one. Sometimes I just leave that open when I'm carrying it anyway, so it doesn't really matter to me. But I am definitely on the fence of if I'm going to keep the small or try to trade it for a large granite or just sell it outright. I just got this yesterday, and so I've just been playing around with like how to pack it and what to pack in it. So I am going to carry it this week and see how I like it. I have been really wanting to downsize what I carry anyway. And so this is the perfect trial for me. I think one for leather, which I will say I'm absolutely loving this granite leather. And in a smaller bag like this, I think it's a perfect pop of gray. I know gray is like a non-color, but it is kind of a pop of color against like black and brown and all that for me. So I just think it's so stinking cute. And this style is one that I thought for sure I did not care about. And here we are. I have two in my possession, and two more being made by Rough Tumble, and one like in between size being made by Laurel Dasso. And I think that one will be really interesting to compare to these two. I'm definitely leaning towards, right at this moment, keeping the small in the granite just because.
So cute, especially when I'm looking at it. Oh, so cute.
But we'll see. We'll see how practical it is. And that's where I'm just trying to be, is being really practical with the bags I have, especially with knowing that I have bags coming in. I am trying really, really hard to not buy any more new bags this year. I still have two purses up for sale and a bunch of littles that I don't use, all up for sale. So I'm hoping that those will all sell by the end of the year, and then I can reevaluate. I also have a bag out being relined right now, and I have a bag that was being made by Laurel Dasso. Those two things are coming to me this week, and I'm so excited. So I have so much like in my head that I want to get out to you guys over the next 2 or 3 months anyway, that I just have so much content. I don't need to buy anything new to make any more content. And that is something that I was finding that YouTube was kind of encouraging, the continual buy pattern that I want to break. So this will be a really, really good way to just play with the bags I have, love the bags I have, work on what I want to keep this bag, if maybe the lining was different, better, or whatever, and make those changes and then go from there. So hope it helped you guys be able to see the difference between the small and the large Jenny. I know that's really, really hard. If you made it this far, insert that purple heart emoji down in the comments. Let me know if you tried a small or large Jenny, or if you've tried both and which you prefer down in the comments with that purple heart, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.